as Angel and I have done two or three times in this series on the smashing of the tablets and the whole covenant process and what it is and what it isn't and the length, we do these in between videos. Here's another one. This video is totally being created because of the smashing of the tablets. Now, this so-called divinely inspired Ellen White failed to realize the ramifications of Exodus 32:19 and when Moses shattered those tablets. She completely fails to realize what it is. Now, we're going to have a proper biblical understanding of the events of Exodus 32:19. You already have that if you've watched the series. You know what the smashing of the tablets means, signifies, that it occurred, what happened afterwards. You know all that. Now, I've already done previous videos refuting this vision that we're going to look at here in the book of error that keeps on giving. This book has got to be probably one of the leading drivers to drive Adventists out. Just examining this, I am going to show, I've done a number of videos already on this book. And proving from this book that the vision we're going to look at here from 1847 has got problems and it's error and it's a false vision. I'm going to look at it again from a completely different angle. I'm going to do something that's never been done before. I'm going to prove this vision false, and it's going to be related to the tablets and to the shattering of the tablets and what that means. I don't think anybody's ever proven Ellen White's vision, this particular one, false on that angle, but I'm going to do so here. But we're going to start right here. You already know what Exodus 32:19 is, right? That's where Moses received the tablets up on the mountain, comes down to the mountain, the nation of Israel, and you can look in the background here, we got a golden calf. That scene is taking place. Moses shatters the tablets. Now let's ask ourselves this. What do we know about those tablets? Those very tablets you saw in that graphic that were shattered. Let's just turn back a page in our Bible to Exodus 31:18 to be exact. These are the tablets that Moses describes that he received that are written with the finger of God. So the written with the finger of God tablets are the tablets he received and then the tablets that he thereby shattered. So this is what we know. And I'm going to end up repeating myself a lot. And I'm very narrowly focused on this video. I am focused on the tablets in this video. That's it. Not what's written on them or not written on them. Just these tablets right here in this. So Adventists, if you're going to comment on it, stay on track. If you don't stay on track, it's just comment trash. I'm going to remove the trash. So these tablets, what do we know? These tablets are described as written with the finger of God. This phrase, written with the finger of God, in reference to tablets, only occurs twice in the entire Bible. It's Exodus 31:18, which you've already seen, and you haven't seen yet, but you will, Deuteronomy 9:10. In each of those cases, those sets of tablets and that phrase are written about the smashed tablets. Let me say it again. Exodus 31:18 and Deuteronomy 19:10 are the only two scriptures that talk about the tablets being written by the finger of God, and those are the tablets that were smashed at the base of Sinai. Look with me here. Here are those two accounts. Exodus 31:18, and you know after 31:18 we go to Exodus 32:19 to be specific, and the tablets are smashed. In Deuteronomy, what you see here is Moses is retelling the actual events, he's doing this later, of what happened in Exodus, or earlier. Look at Deuteronomy 9:9. He's saying, when I went up to the mountain to receive the tablets of stone, the tablets of the covenant that the Lord made for you. Verse 10, and the Lord gave me the two tablets written with the finger of God. Verse 12, then the Lord said to me, arise, go quickly from here, for your people whom you have brought from Egypt have acted corruptly. So we can see that the tablets written with the finger of God in verse 10 are the tablets, well, just preceding, right, the golden calf scenario. So here it is, the finger of God and the writing of the tablets. Only these two, Exodus 31:18, Deuteronomy 9:10. Remember, there's a chronology here now. We have the giving of the tablets written with the finger of God. I'll use Exodus 31:18 as an example. And then those very tablets written with the finger of God is what Moses has. He comes down to the mountain, and those are the ones that are smashed at the base of Mount Sinai. So the tablets written with the finger of God were the tablets that were smashed. I often say to this, I often say this a lot to Angel, he knows this, that those first set of tablets are today rubble, rocks, somewhere at the base of Mount Sinai. That's it. We know from this series that these smashed tablets were replaced 40 days later. Deuteronomy 9:18 and Deuteronomy 9:25. Now at the end of this, when he smashed those tablets, Moses enters into a 40-day period of supplication. That's the Deuteronomy 9:18, 9:25 piece. At the end of that supplication that Moses is having, because the nation of Israel apostatized with the golden calf, God tells Moses, okay, come back up to the mountain. This is Deuteronomy 10:1 now, and he's going to give him another set of tablets. Remember what I said earlier. I am not concerned with what's not on the tablets or what's not on the tablets. I'm just concerned with the tablets. Set 1, set 2. So set 2 is received by Moses from God 40 days after the first set was smashed. And we know that process kicked off in Deuteronomy 10:1. So, by the way, the new replacement tablets are never described as written with the finger of God. Only the smashed tablets, not the replacement tablets. So I'm going to do a quick summary again here. There are only 2 occurrences in the Bible where the tablets are described as written with the finger of God, Exodus 31:18 and Deuteronomy 9:10. And those tablets are the first set of tablets, which were the ones that Moses smashed. A second set of tablets was given to Moses, Deuteronomy 10:1, and they're never described as written with the finger of God. Tablet set 1, written with the finger of God, smashed. Tablet set 2 came 40 days later, never described as written with the finger of God. So here's the conclusion. The tablets described as written with the finger of God, they were destroyed. They are right now in many pieces, and they were never placed in the ark. That's what this video is about. Let's look here now at the book of error that keeps on giving. Right here. Early Writings, 1882, my favorite book to cite, and we're going to look at this vision by Ellen White. Like I said, I've done many videos on this vision, but never quite like this. And Ellen White said, the Lord gave me the following. So this is a divine vision from God. And she goes on to say here on page 26, and she passed into the Holy of Holies, and she saw an ark. And then she goes on to describe that ark. Each end of the ark was a lovely cherub and wings, etc. We're all familiar with that, but we're going to keep reading. And she says, in the ark, and this is what we're going to focus on, was a golden pot of manna, Aaron's rod that budded, and the tablets of stone which folded together like a book. Jesus opened them, and I saw the 10 commandments written on them with the finger of God. Do you see what's going on here? Is Ellen White at the base of Mount Sinai? Because remember, the tablets written with the finger of God that she said she saw in this ark in heaven are at the base of Mount Sinai. And those are the ones that got destroyed. How can they be in the ark if they were destroyed at Mount Sinai? And the Bible never describes them as going into the ark. Those tablets were destroyed. Those tablets were never in the ark. So what? Does Ellen White show up at the base of Mount Sinai? And she says, well, wait a second now. I got me some divine super glue. I'm going to put them back together so that they can get in there, right? Oh, thank you very much, Ellen. See what I mean? This vision of Ellen White is completely false. She saw something in this vision, something that doesn't exist. She saw the tablets written with the finger of God, but those were the tablets that were smashed. How can she see in vision, in heaven, in an ark, something that doesn't exist? Those tablets don't exist in the ark. It's the second set that went into the ark, and they're never described as written with the finger of God. Remember what she said in her vision. She saw the tablets that were written with the finger of God. Those tablets were smashed, destroyed, to this day are at the base of Mount Sinai and never made it in the ark. Only the second set of tablets made it into the ark, and they're never described as written with the finger of God. This vision in this book completely contradicts the scripture. Adventists to this day claim they follow the Sabbath tablets that were written with the finger of God. Any Adventist who uses this phrase that they're doing something because it was written with the finger of God is referring to something that's destroyed and never made it in the ark. So Ellen White's vision has been proven false right here, right now in this video. The tablets she said she saw in heaven, in the ark, are never described in the scriptures as in the ark. And they're definitely not in heaven because those tablets were smashed. Ellen White is a false visionary. Seventh-day Adventism is a false religion. And the smashing of the tablets, once again, proves Adventism is not Christian and doesn't understand the Old Testament.